Billy the Artist here, and here is a brand new how to draw video. We're going to do Baymax from Big Hero 6, and it's going to be very quick, very simple. We're just going to use a pencil, we're going to do a bit of shading. This is all freeform, possibly a putty rubber, or you can use a normal rubber or eraser, and maybe a blender. We're just going to do a very simple drawing of Baymax from Big Hero 6, which is reminiscent of, if you go back and see my very first how to draw video, it shows you how to just use shapes, and we're just going to use lots of circles because that's what Baymax says. He's got only one straight line. So very quick, this is for absolute beginners. Just draw a nice big circle for Baymax, and that's his main body. Well, not a circle, it's not a circle, it's more like a kind of pear. So you've got the shape, and then you want another shape, kind of draw a line down the centre if you want. And then you can draw another curvy line. This is just using lots of nice curvy lines. And then you've got his shoulders, where the top of his shoulders are, and draw another strange shape. Just look where his arms kind of land down by his side, just up from his legs, up the side there. You can even put a little mark down if you want, but just do this really nice and quickly, and then you can see how drawing just using shapes is really simple and quick. And this is the beautiful thing. There's Baymax's head, which is quite small really. You've got his shoulders going down there, and he's got two little circles in the centre, and then the only straight line is there. Now that's quite a light outline, and we just need a little shape there for his thumb, and then you've got his fingers kind of coming in, and again on this side there's his thumb and there's his fingers. But this is just using very simple shapes, and we can add the details on. But now we're just going to add darker lines, so you don't have to worry about any of your construction lines either. Just make nice shapes, nice curving shapes. Use your wrist and make it bend, and that's how you can get your actual placement on the page quite nice. And then we can add the details. So we know we've got his head at the top when you're happy with the placements, and you can draw the darker line on. I'm only using my 2B pencil here, so I'm just going to use the one pencil. I'm not going to use multiple grades or anything. There's his left eye, and here's his right eye. Just slight little shapes, and then again the only straight line you can draw in. And now we've got a point of reference for Baymax, and then you can come down and start detailing up. So you've got his shoulder. And when we had this very first large shape, we've obviously got the shape of his body is a little bit like a pear. So you can just add a little bit of extra detail in when it comes down to his legs, and then you can darken that line up. Again, this is just going to be very quick, and practice doing these kind of lines nice and fluidly. There's his right shoulder coming down, and just like I did Olaf, who again is all nice shapes and very simple. I used a grid for Olaf. I'll put the links, I'll put some links in the video so you can go to those particular videos, my how to draw anything for beginners. I'm just not using any grid system at all. This is just so you can enjoy making nice curvy shapes, because Baymax is all fluid shapes. So here again, oops, we've got his arm that comes down. That worked quite well because he has got that little bit of a kind of patch where the colour's different. And again, just doing the tones means you can, well, you'll see in a minute, you can just mess about with the toning colours, but very quickly. So here we've got his right arm now, and just draw the shape coming down to where his fingers are, and his little pudgy finger. Now again, he's got those little folds, those three tiny little folds that kind of go there, and that's the finger on the outside. Then he's got a few behind that are just kind of hidden, so you can indicate those. And then you've got his thumb, and that's just a nice shape, and you've got that little curve going round, and there's his thumb, and the curve where his thumb mounts onto his arm of his left hand, and then his left hand's pudgy little finger, and the creases where your finger actually creases in is quite nice. But again, these lovely shapes just mean you can have fun. Now the drawing, the photo image of Baymax that I've got, it's chopped the bottom of his feet off, but you can just add those in. So you can make them nice and curved underneath, which is lovely. And then there's his right leg. And then we just want the details. So you can add those lines on where the pattern of the material that he's made of, the inflatable material, comes and makes him is a little bit of a patchwork. Like I say, we got that one there by accident, and there's one just there inside, and then one there, and then his right elbow's got one, and then you've got his nice, looks like a badge, like he's got his t-shirt on. There's that, and little curved lines, and then very quickly that's Baymax. Now again, just use the side of your pencil very, very simply, and just scratch in some light lines coming down where you've got the shade and the shadow. Let's say this is just going to be a very quick, and then you can experiment as much as you want with other characters, but Baymax just made this so nice. And you've got the shade coming down inside of both his legs, so you can cross over that line. You don't have to do them two separately. You'll see why in a second. And you can detail that up, and then between his left arm and his chest, and then shade, and this is giving the three-dimensional form of Baymax. So here, and then you want down around his head, and you can go over it a little bit because the light's kind of coming down. He's going to have a shade underneath his chin, and then you get this, or you can use your finger. So if you just use some kitchen roll, or if you want to be very careful, you can use these blending sticks. But if we get the kitchen roll and then smudge, again smudge over the lines, it'll actually pick some of the pencil up, and that your outlines are made of, and you've got a very, very nice tone line which builds Baymax up. He kind of looks to be hovering a little bit at the moment, but you get that nice three-dimensional shape, and you can smudge some across the top as it comes down, and then you can gently use your finger and you can increase the tone going in, and this way you get the full three-dimensional aspect of Baymax, which is absolutely lovely. The texture of the soft material that he's made of is just absolutely brilliant. Now again, down his arms and everywhere you get reflected lights, and you get his highlights. So the strongest highlight is down here and on his chest. So you can just, and the thing with the putty rubber, you can just erase a big block, but you can also put it into a real fine line, so that on his head and just underneath his chin you can add reflected highlights, which are lovely, and they help to delineate. And then you get the edge of his arm, a nice highlight, the edge of the thumb grip, and then down his side and around the little patch. And you get his leg, and then the tops and the lines of everything that he does. Reflected highlight just inside his legs. And again, your finger just makes such a wonderful drawing tool to help. And then we need the highlight on his thumb on this side, And here you can see very quickly you've got a really nice image of Baymax. Now again, right the way across his tummy from this patch to this patch, you've got a very faint construction line, and again on his arms where his kind of elbow joints would be. And you can just slightly darken down his patches because they are a slightly different tone, and then the same with his feet, and then you can just give him a nice simple shadow for his standing on, and there you've got a very quick drawing of Baymax. Now again, I've just shown you the very quick techniques, just using a pencil, simple shapes, a bit of kitchen towel, your finger and a rubber or an eraser, and you can do a very quick simple drawing of Baymax. So anyway, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this particular drawing of Baymax and this video. If you like my videos and want more how to draw for absolute beginners, and we'll do more complex things but various characters from films and all that kind of stuff, please do like and subscribe to my channel and you'll get more how to draw videos as well as the videos of my other art that I produce. Thanks very much for watching. Ta-da.